tax, tag, title, and doc fee. Zero security deposit. Offer does not combine and is not available on previous purchases. See dealer for complete details. Expires 9/02/2025.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Out here, days are getting a little cooler, and mornings are starting with a few more layers. It's the season for more time at the grill, more feed for your animals. Heaters burn late into the night, and the woods start calling your name. We appreciate hard-working hands, shared moments, and love for our land. That's why season after season, we're here for your life out here. Tractor Supply.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Lowe's knows that free makes everything better. That's why our rewards members get free standard shipping on the things they need and want, starting at Silver Key status every day. Savings for rewards members add up fast, so why wait? Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Kap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah. You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha-ha.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse. Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger.
Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton.
You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Kap.
God, I'm going to melt you.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody in your car.
Yeah.
I love how Trudell holds the mic like he's so into it.
Yeah. True, you got to put your right hand on your ear so you get a little bit, not only are you holding the mic, but
tuning.
you're also holding your ear you got to get the maximum amount of sound. Right.
Video,
Right.
That's a good point. Well, I was just making sure that I could see you, Kappy, so you're now properly loaded in my monitor, and you're just wearing a plain black T-shirt.
That's it.
But
plain black.
That's all you need.
Neutral.
When you're that handsome, that's all you need.
That's right. Black makes you look a little thinner.
That's right here.
That's what I'm shooting for. Michael Trudell, I am curious to tell you, or to hear from you. I'm going to tell you in advance. I'm very, very refreshed after this weekend.
Oh.
Very refreshed.
I could not be further away from that.
Why are you so far from refreshed? So let me hear why.
No,
Tell me there was soccer tournaments or baseball tournaments. Why?
I'm a mess, and I'm going to explain it to you in a second. But first, I want to hear the good part. I want to hear why you're so refreshed, Kappy.
Well, first of all, me, Christopher Arthur Morales, Lindsay Baseball, Beethoven Duran, we were all down, Funchy Lava, we were all down at Angel Stadium on Friday night. We had an incredible visit with so many of our listeners of 710 and of Sedano and Kap. Everybody came out to the Coors Light Chill Zone. We were drinking icy cold Coors Lights. One of the things they've got in the Coors Light Chill Zone is, Mike, you know how when you sit at a seat at a stadium and they've got a place for your cup or a beer?
Yeah.
At the Coors Light Chill Zone, believe it or not, they've got these things where you put your beer in them, and they're ice cold. So every time you lift your beer out of them, oh, dude, ice cold. Beautiful.
Just like they were, like it was actually from the Rocky Mountains.
Right. The mountains are blue at all times.
Oh, wow.
So we had an awesome Friday night. The show was great. The fans were awesome. The Cubs fans came in. It was a great game on Friday night. So Friday night was awesome. Then Saturday, Mike, I will tell you right now, I got a lot of, this is very unusual for me, I got a lot of couch time this weekend. I got couch time to finish off the Dallas Cowboys documentary that I'd been watching.
Okay.
I was able to watch 4/5 of the Billy Joel documentary. Are you interested in that at all?
I finished the Billy Joel doc already, and I'm the boys and Andy and I are on, I think, episode 7 of the Cowboys. So we kind of flipped through some of that as well.
Okay. By the way, the Billy Joel documentary. Can I just make a complaint, if I can, for everybody who's listening?
Yes.
Including Billy. And I love Billy Joel. I've been a Billy Joel fan my whole life. So for me, this is very enlightening. I'm learning a lot about Billy's life. When you have a 5.5-hour documentary, just a thought, break it up into, I don't know, 5 1-hour pieces. What is with the 2.5-hour movies?
That's your complaint?
Yeah, that's my complaint.
I thought it was going to have some sort of, musical insight or, oh, why'd you leave this out about this divorce and that? And instead, you just want them to break up the time for you?
Yeah,
you can do that yourself.
Well, but here's why. Like, why give me 2.5-hour films rather than 5 1-hour episodes?
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is that when I get done with one, by the time I go back, I'm on 2. By the time I go back, I'm on 3.
Right, but if you've got an hour, then you could just stop watching after an hour and then pretend, then hey, guess what? I'm going to watch my own episode 2
That's
tomorrow.
not how Cap's brain works.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. No, Lindsay's right. My brain is more of a start, finish, as opposed to start.
Okay. Yeah, Lindsay got that right away. It took me a second to realize that this is just you, the way that your own personal situation is working in your brain.
He
and
can only process so much at a time.
I see. Okay.
So
And you
if
want
he's
the rest of
watching
the
like
world. Okay.
1-hour episode. Episode 2 isn't 1 hour. Like 5 1-hour episodes would be much easier for Kappy to be like, all right, this is where I am right now.
Right, exactly. I would be on episode 4 right now, but instead, I'm an hour to go of 5 hours.
Okay.
So you're like on
Noted.
part 4. Or wait, no. So let's see. It's 2.5 hours. So you are on part 1 of part 2.
I'm on part 2 of part 2.
Okay. See, found that is, I get it, Cap.
Well,
That's kind of confusing.
And what I feel badly about is that travesty of Billy Joel's organization or lack thereof in his doc, it went ahead and took something out of what was this relaxing, excellent, easygoing, refreshing weekend for you. And I'm sorry about that.
It's just one little thing that's bothering me, but I'll say I watched that whole Dallas Cowboys doc. I'm done with it now.
Okay.
And I must say, for everybody that criticizes it and tells me that it's nothing other than this, homage to Jerry Jones, yeah, he's the owner. He's the story. He's the guy who bought the team. He's the guy who fired the legendary coach, hired Jimmy Johnson, fired Jimmy Johnson, hired Barry Switzer, went coach after coach after coach, and for 30 years has not been able to get back to what he thought he owned. And so I don't know about you, Mike, but I'm loving this doc. And my son, who's 25 years old, is like, I can't even believe you're watching this. Who cares? I go, dude, this is part of the history of the National Football League. And what's fascinating about it is not only is Jerry still the owner, and not only is Jimmy just recently retired from Fox, and Troy Aikman's on ESPN, like these guys are still relevant. And this storyline, you cannot tell the story of the history of the NFL without talking about the 90s Cowboys dynasty. So I don't know about you, Mike. I wonder what the younger guys are thinking. I loved what I watched. How about you?
I enjoyed it. And, with that said, I think we have at least, how many episodes is it? We have 1 or 2 left. Is it 8?
There's 8.
Okay.
Yeah. And episode 8 is they didn't really need it, but they're just kind of putting a bow on it all.
Okay. So we just got through the Super Bowl over the Steelers with Dion. So I think we're getting close to the end. I mean, it did make me, first of all, you spoke about Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones. Like, it did make me pro Jimmy, at least in that particular interaction between the two. And I was thinking, like, as we went through the whole contract thing with Emmitt Smith, obviously that's timely with the Micah Parsons situation, and who knows, maybe we'll get breaking news on that throughout the 3 hours here, Kappy. It's clear that Jerry Jones, he has spent his whole life trying to figure out how to get attention and brand and marketing, and of course that's been built into the Cowboys now. That's what he does, and I think you have to understand that anytime you go into any kind of conversation or thought with him. And so I take everything that he says with a grain of salt because of that. And that's not my favorite kind of person in general, when there's always some sort of agenda behind it. I think that can be a little bit difficult, especially when that person can flex because they've got more money. And the reason that he got more money is it's like celebrating. He took this amazing risk. Yes, it hit. There are a lot of people that take the risk and it doesn't hit. And do I have that same amount of respect for him? How did he get his money from his dad? All of this. So, I'm not quite as rosy about the whole Jones part of it, but the doc itself is certainly entertaining, and I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. I'm liking it also. And by the way, your point about, could they wind up signing Micah Parsons? With Trey Hendrickson signing this afternoon with the Cincinnati Bengals, and if you watch this, Doc, and you see, that this is kind of the way he's always done it. He always waits till the very last second. For me, I would almost bet, in fact, I would bet that Micah Parsons is in uniform for Week 1 when Dallas takes on Philadelphia. I thought that this past weekend during their preseason game, when he was seen sleeping on the sidelines on the massage table, that was a bad look for both parties.
Just a little Kappy nappy.
But hey, listen, you're exactly right, and I think I can take a nap pretty much anywhere. But with 60,000 people screaming at a preseason football game, that might be a little bit harder. But
I could definitely take a nap at a football game.
Preseason game.
I could use a nap after my weekend.
I'm like narcoleptic. I could literally fall asleep anywhere.
Lindsay, did you notice how, Kappy, you kind of started this and was like, Trudell, I want to get to you. And I said, my weekend was a little rough. And then I kicked it back to him, right? And then he just totally forgot to come back to me and ask me why my weekend was rough.
No, I haven't forgotten to come back to you yet because we've gone on to a whole rant about the Cowboys doc, the Billy Joel doc.
Once again, this is how Cappy's brain works.
I know.
Right.
You forgot. No, Kappy, be honest. You forgot about my weekend.
No, of course not. I
Yes,
was coming there. I watched a lot of Padres Dodgers this weekend. I watched Rams and Shador this weekend. And now, after all of that, feeling super refreshed, Michael Trudell, what's up, man? What's the problem?
Okay, he did. Well, look, it's not necessarily a problem, and I don't want to be. I'm not being whiny about this, right? But so before the boys had a soccer tournament in Norco,
love
people
that
in.
Park.
It's it's about, I don't know, it's like an hour east with no traffic, like straight east from LA, a little bit south. Mm-hmm. And it was between 97 and 99 for the entire weekend.
Hot as balls out there. Yeah.
So they had, and it's, there's not much you can do when you're out in the soccer field. You can kind of put a little tent up to get a little shade, but it doesn't really matter. And so it was a lot. We had Riggsy out there, and so he just had to kind of watch the games, but usually he likes to play with his soccer ball during the game, so it was a little tough to do that because of the heat. And so, and they made it to the final. Lose 2-1 in the final, in a tough final against a team that they've beaten before. They felt like they were better then. So that was tough. It was a tough weekend like that. And before the weekend, Kappy, as you know, we've been doing some stuff on our house, and because we had to get to this soccer tournament, I couldn't wait for somebody to come and help me move some stuff out of the room so they could do some painting. So I basically did it all myself with actually shout out to one of the painters, Enrique, who helped me. And we're moving beds, we're moving cabinets, all of this
Sounds
stuff.
bad for your back.
And so I basically do my back pretty wrong, okay? But I have to keep going because otherwise they can't paint the house. And I have to get in the car. So then I get in the car, drive an hour, we're outside. I basically can't walk at this point. I'm moving around. So I'm a total disaster the entire weekend. And then we get back, and so Greg had asked me, and I think Lindsay had asked me if I could do the show today. But it wasn't completely top of mind until I got the email from Lindsay this morning, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm doing Sedano Kap today. I'm doing Sedano, and I'm going to Pachanga."
I asked you like 3 weeks ago to do this.
No, you did, but then Greg asked me. So it's been on the calendar. Okay. So you did your job. Okay, there's no questioning that. So and then my wife looks at the calendar for tomorrow. And I'm in. I got to be in Temecula. There's a Laker event at the fantastic Pachanga casino. It's like a golf tournament and all this. And so I kind of forgot that part of it. So we got home and we're having to move all of the stuff back into the rooms. Right, back is still a mess. But I had about an hour and a half to do it to get on time to get down here. And so that's what I'm saying. I'm a disaster. I'm in pain. I hope that the pain doesn't come out against you, Kappy.
No, I hope it does.
You know what I mean?
I hope that you're painful and you're miserable and you're just nasty and mean-spirited.
I am a little miserable, but I'm trying. This is where like the red light goes on, and I'm at least going to try to fake it. But if I'm a little bit more on you than usual, that was my excuse. Now,
I think we should use this time to cheer you up.
Yeah,
I
agree.
The next 2.5 hours.
Well, and look, and that's nice of you to say, Lindsay. While I said all that, I am happy to be here. Okay, I am happy to go to the Lakers event. I'm happy that we got back in our house. So it was a good weekend overall. The boys played well. I'm not trying to say that it's all negative. It's just
but you are.
I'm being a little whiny, Kappy,
Yeah,
but I'm trying
right.
to be honest with you. I'm trying to be honest. My weekend, when you said, "Hey, my weekend was so relaxing," I was going to just talk sports, and I'm like, "Oh man, I can't relate. I just can't relate right now."
You got to put it into perspective.
Yeah.
Like look at like your gripes from the weekend and Kappy's gripes. Like something as small as not having the 5-hour docuseries divided up.
That's the question
properly
for Lindsay and DeAndre. What do you think was harder to handle? What I just described as my weekend, or Kappy not having the Billy Joel doc broken up into 5 pieces?
I know where Lindsay's going.
I think that relevant to the person and the issue specifically at hand, I think it was much harder for Kappy's brain
Tell him, Lynn.
to process the documentary than it was.
For
for
sure. I'm with her on that one.
Feels like I'm cooking, but that's fine.
Hey, listen, Mike, you're going to love this. You ready?
Okay.
So here's the thing. I got something that's going to cheer you up right away.
Ooh.
Okay, and I want to talk about the Padres and the Dodgers this weekend.
Did Manchester United did they give us a goal that
No.
I didn't see to actually deliver us a win at Fulham? Okay, so that's not it.
No. But what's going to cheer you up is this. If you thought what Bergman did to you with your Jersey Mike sandwich and putting his beak
Filthy.
in your sandwich last week,
Nasty Bergman work there.
you had to hear what happened at the end of last Friday's show, because it was worse for what he did to DeAndre and Funchie.
What?
I will tell you what he did, and then we'll start getting into Padres, Dodgers, Rams, Raiders, and everything else that we got planned for today. It's all coming right up. This is Sedano and Kap on 710 ESPN.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. My show, The Rich Eisen Show, is coming to ESPN LA Tuesday, September 2nd at 9 a.m. Just in time for kickoff for the football season. 710 ESPN, the new home of The Rich Eisen Show in the Southland.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Swing by Lazy Dog Restaurants for their scratch-made meals and their new $15 fireside favorites. Choose from 5 entrees, like fried chicken or shrimp tacos, and get a personal-sized s'mores brownie sundae for dessert. Dine in or take it to go, Monday through Friday. LazyDogRestaurants.com.
Get ready, LA. AARP Los Angeles and ESPN LA teaming up to kick off the 2025 football season in style. We're giving away a pair of tickets for 2 lucky winners for the first professional football game of the season right here in LA. No purchase necessary. Got to be 18 or older and a legal U.S. resident to enter. Void where prohibited. Promotion runs August 4th through August 22nd. Visit aarp.org/Los Angeles. This giveaway administered by AARP. Enter now.
It's the summer tradition fantasy football fans wait for. The ESPN LA Fantasy Football Draft Party at Hollywood Park Casino. Join Sedano and Kap live from 3 to 6 p.m. Then stick around to hang out with the crew and dive into all the fantasy football action. Whether you're drafting your team or just soaking up the atmosphere, enjoy great food, drinks, giveaways, and the chance to connect with fellow fans. Thursday, August 28th at Hollywood Park Casino. Visit ESPNLA.com for details. Thanks to Hollywood Park Casino. Park. Party, play.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. So you need new flooring in your home, rental, or even your ADU, but you know what drives me crazy? Those big box national retail stores that present giving you a deal by making up a price just to mark it down then. Come on, man. Let's be real. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, it's legitimately family run. You get the authentic old school TLC and the actual wholesale pricing year round from my boys, the crazy Hernandez brothers. No bogus sales, no gimmicks, just the best prices from the start. That's why I say it and I mean it. No no sale beats a wholesale. You name it, they got it. Over 5 million square feet in stock in their inventory. Tell them Sedano sent you. And check this out. First responders, active military, and veterans will all receive additional discounts on top of the already low prices. And if you find a better price, Hernandez will match it. No questions asked from the crazy Hernandez brothers. Call them at 866-62-FLOOR. That's 866-62-FLOOR. No games, no gimmicks, just the best price in town year-round because no sale beats wholesale. Check them out at HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Take a look at me.
I feel like your fat is less visceral.
Oh, really?
The LA Afternoon Takeover rolls on right now.
Mike Trudell is in today for Sedano. I know Sedano's on vacation this week because football season's starting. He's got a game this weekend. He had a game this past weekend. But I got to say, I was really hoping to dig into Sedano today for his LAX advice since I got to fly out of LAX tomorrow night. But he's not here for his home away from home.
Okay, well, what I was curious, like, are you more Big Boy or Andre 3000 in terms of Sedano and Kap? What do you think?
I would say I'm probably more Big Boy.
Yeah.
No, you're Andre 3000.
You think so, Funch?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
No, I think Sedano's
You're a little bit
Andre.
more out there.
You think so?
Yeah, than Sedano.
No, but Sedano's the black hand. I had gotten some texts about Sedano's rant last week, and so I had to download the podcast and listen to the whole thing. And I really
This is when Sedano was pissed off at Morales.
Yeah, he went after Morales and then Ann Bergman, and you were just sort of there, kind of support, like
I'm
almost
just encouraging
him.
him.
Yeah, like holding him up on a chair,
right,
like at a bar mitzvah,
right,
and just letting him roll. And that just further cemented to me, right, that how much Sedano dominates the station in that, and so therefore I was like, I figured you would say Big Boy since Andre 3000 is more like kind of the creative part of Outkast there.
Well, the problem is that in 2003 when Outkast released Hey Ya, I thought for the longest time that Outkast was one guy, and I didn't realize that Outkast was two guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but you've learned, and now you know, and you were able to recognize the song there without anyone telling you, so you made progress.
Yeah. Well, I also thought like Jethro Tull was one dude, so.
Jethro Tull is not one dude?
No, Jethro Tull is a band that is led by Ian Anderson, who plays all of the different instruments in said band.
Okay.
Like there's no Hootie?
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's one I didn't know when I was younger. I thought Hootie was the Blowfish.
No. He's not the Blowfish. No, not the case.
Yeah.
So, Mike, let me just say something to you real quick. I want to get to Dodgers Padres. I have a lot of stuff that you and I are going to talk about today. Rams preseason coming to an end. A lot of stuff related to the Raiders is coming up. So we got a lot to get to. But first, you had an incident last week that happened here on the radio station. It went completely viral. You had a Jersey Mike sandwich sitting to your right on the desk. Greg Berman said, "Oh, it smells so good." And then he decided to stick his beak legitimately into the lettuce and into the juice of the sandwich. Now, I agree, you got to smell it before you eat it. You know what I'm saying? But there was no reason for him to stick his nose that far into it, and it turned into an entire controversy. Are you over it by now, or are you still angry?
It's tough to say. I would be lying if I didn't tell you that when I was driving in today, had I had 10 extra minutes, I probably would have gotten something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought twice because I thought, well, what if Bergman comes and just sticks his beak right in my stuff again?
Mm-hmm.
And that it really did deter me from getting off the highway and purchasing something because I just don't want to deal with that. So I'm not basically my comfort level eating in the studio has gone down. And did I grab a Starbucks sandwich on the way up because I actually couldn't handle it not eating something. But now I'm a little concerned. And if I see Bergman come in the studio, the first thing I'm going to do is wrap this thing up, stick it in my bag where he can't smell it or
you
find
don't
it.
want him to smell it. Well,
so I guess I'm not over it.
Let me tell you what he did. And Funchy, DeAndre, Lindsay, everybody should chime in. Here's what happened. I don't want to misrepresent the story. Lindsay, you want to tell Mike Trudell what happened, or you want me to tell it to him?
I think that Funchy tells it best, like he did on Friday.
Funch, you want to tell the story?
This was his what the funch.
What the funch?
On Friday.
So all of us got a text from Bergman. Did anyone eat the croissant sandwich in Lindsay's fridge?
When you say all of us, please tell Mike who you're talking about. Who are the people?
Lindsay, DeAndre, myself.
So just us three.
Us three.
Yes.
Okay.
I replied back, didn't know there was one in there. And DeAndre goes, I didn't either. Greg then goes, not accusing, trying to figure out, haha, I didn't bring food for that sandwich.
So the accusation on Friday was that the only people he asked were the owner of the refrigerator and the two brothers in the house.
Two brothers.
Wow.
But can I just ask one more thing? Was the sandwich your sandwich, Lindsay?
No, it was Greg's sandwich in my fridge.
Okay, great.
In my office.
So Lindsay, you have your own side fridge. At first, I thought you were talking about the main fridge.
It's my fridge in my office, which no one has ever used without asking permission, which Greg did.
Why is Greg popping in your office like that?
Well, he doesn't have a fridge in his office, and I guess he went down and bought the sandwich, and then he forgot that he had a lunch appointment with Steffa.
Okay.
So he was like, oh, I forgot. I got to put this in the fridge. Can I put it in your fridge? And I was like, yeah, sure. So,
then he forgot to take it, and then he sent a text.
Right.
And apparently DeAndre and Funchy felt that he accused the two of them.
Okay.
Am I misrepresenting you guys' feelings?
You're not. Not at all.
So instead of we all figured, okay, so then after.
What was Greg's defense? Can anybody represent Greg's defense?
Yes.
Because I'm happy to pile on, especially after what he did to my
wait,
sandwich.
Funchy's going to continue reading the texts.
Okay.
Let's see.
Well, before ask Funchy's one clarification, Lindsay. Did you feel like the first text was there a tone to the first text?
Kind of, and it's like why me and DeAndre if it's in Lindsay's fridge and if you can ask us if you knew that we had knowledge of the sandwich,
Okay.
If we talked about the sandwich, hey, there's a sandwich in Lindsay's fridge, blah blah blah, it's mine.
Okay,
but we never talked about it, we never did anything about it. So
Okay.
why don't you just go to Lindsay?
Okay, got it. So go on. So further text.
Let's see. Then Lindsay admits that, hey, I took it, blah, blah, blah.
Well, this is why I took it because.
Hold on. Bergman's coming in.
Here he comes.
Hold on. Let me put my sandwich away.
Trudell is hiding his food. Trudell is hiding his food. Hold on. Trudell is hiding his sandwich.
Just for the record, I do want to smell it.
I did not take the sandwich for the purpose of eating it. It's because it was Friday, or it was Thursday night, and Greg has been, usually he works from home on Fridays, right?
I did for a while, yes.
Right. And so I'm assuming at the end of the day, it's like 7 o'clock here, and I'm assuming that Greg's not coming in tomorrow. I'm going to be moving my stuff from one office to another this week, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't want this. Greg forgot a sandwich because I went in the fridge to get my iced coffee. I'm like, oh, man, Greg left the sandwich in here. It's going to be here all weekend. It's going to stink it up. And then my fridge is going to be in my new office all smelly, so I'm going to take it with me.
Can I ask what kind of sandwich it was?
It was like a croissant.
Turkey bacon croissant sandwich.
Right.
Okay. So I would say less of a risk to stink it up than maybe if you left some roast beef or something in there.
I don't know what was on it. All I could see was that there was the croissant top. That's
Okay.
all you could really see.
Okay. Well, so Corporate Greg has taken a microphone.
Yep.
And Greg, did you hear the start of the segment?
Oh, I mean, yes.
Okay, so Kappy asked me
what's going on.
Kappy asked me if I was over it and et cetera, and then we brought up a couple. And I did. Even though I have, I think, every right to pile on to be mad at you still.
You do.
I did want to make sure that your point of view was represented before I weighed in fully on this. And so thankfully here you are.
Which I appreciate, and thank you, Kappy, for giving me this space. Is that this was? I mean, yes, you do have every right to be, and but what happened in there was, it was not accusing them three. The reason that the text was sent just to them three because nobody else goes into Lindsay's office. So the people that go into Lindsay's office are Kappy, DeAndre, Funchess, and Lindsay. So that's the group that goes
Okay, well,
in
why
there.
didn't you just text Lindsay, and then if Lindsay said no, then text me and DeAndre?
Because it's all three of you are
Like
in
a good
there.
detective would go to the source first. That's the source right there. Not us right here.
Lindsay knew that I put the sandwich in there. So
I know.
You want me to
the
send,
source.
You want me to send 3 separate texts?
No, just send a text to her. If she says no, then send a text to me and DeAndre.
Okay, so
that's
2 separate texts. Why can't I just talk to the 3 of you?
Because then you're accusing me, DeAndre, of eating a sandwich.
That is not accusing. It was very much.
I mean,
not
everyone
accusing.
on the text chain thought you were accusing us.
But a good detective.
Good detective. That man would go to Lindsay right here.
No. You go to the 3 people that go into the room, and
You
so
go to the
you have it
source.
all
You
done
go
in
to
one.
the person. You go to
in
the
one-
person's office.
We work here efficiently, not going into.
If I left the sandwich in Emily's office
one
in
sec.
Emily's refrigerator, then I would go to Emily if the sandwich was gone.
All right, Funch, you just cool down for 1 sec.
There you
All right,
go.
good.
Yeah, tell
One
me.
sec
I just
right
don't
now.
want to be on a text chain. I don't like being on text
No,
chains.
I feel you. I feel you.
So it's not about being
issue.
accused.
I mean,
Another
I
text
hope-
about the
I
accusation.
tell you, I hope you've never made a political donation in that case, because then you're. I mean, you're talking about not wanting to get texts. DeAndre, how do you feel right now? Like, do you feel like there's anything you need to get off your chest? I mean, we know that corporate Greg has ties back to Bristol. You know, so you probably got to be a little careful.
Don't go that way.
You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing I need to get off my chest. I'm with Bunch, and it's like, why do you need to include us? Because we had no idea about the sandwich, and me personally, I don't go in Lindsay's fridge at all. We got our own fridge in the bullpen.
I don't know what you guys do when you guys are in there. All I know is that the 3 of you are in that room, and you.
Hold on,
and
what are you accusing them of?
I know.
What are you accusing them of?
You
Being
assume.
together in the office.
That's an assumption.
If Kappy, it was the day that Kappy was here, then I would have put Kappy into that text exchange as
I'm
well.
here.
If Sedano was
Kappy would have
in
been
that
offended.
day and was sitting in her office, I would have put Sedano in it as well.
Can I
It
ask
was
you-
to get all of them in one foul swoop.
Can I ask you this? So you go in the office and you basically notice that your sandwich isn't there.
Yeah, I was angry.
So what is to be gained? Yeah, but what is to be
I was
gained?
saving the sandwich.
At this point, it's gone. So at this point, and sometimes I'm saying this because I do this with my kids sometimes, right? So I'll go in the fridge. And let's say that I had left. There was like Kappy, what's something that you would love to have in the fridge?
Hey, if there's some leftover pizza, but it's fine, please.
Okay,
don't touch it.
so let's say we ordered pizza the night before, and this happened to me like a week ago, and I go in and the pizza's gone, and so I can yell, Annie or Jet, hey, who ate the last piece of pizza?
Yeah.
What good? And then I
What
find
point-
out.
what point
and
is
what
it? It
good
doesn't
that
matter
gonna
who
do?
you
It's
know
gone.
did it. It's not there
It's
anymore.
gone. No,
Right.
yeah, it's
And
gone.
So basically, I'm just yelling at my family, and in this case, then I have to be around them. So you're just yelling at your radio family.
That
Like
was
the brothers,
what
at the
but
brothers,
see,
at the
but I
brothers,
don't understand
at the
why it's
brothers.
considered
Right.
yelling.
Well,
It
not
was-
the brothers. Hold on, I'm not buying the brothers
no,
part of it.
that part
Lindsay
is
on the
absolute-
text chain.
Yeah, that's
like
absolute
Troy
nonsense.
Aikman to Barry Switzer level.
Right.
Kappy, you
Bunch
just saw
did
that.
indicate that there was a level of that in the. No, it was DeAndre that mentioned
I
that.
said, Bunch, man, look, man, he's blaming, the 2 brothers, man. You
But
can't
you
ain't going
didn't
around telling
include that
why is he not
Lindsay
telling
within
Brian
that.
Cohen?
Lindsay's in the text.
Why is he not
Lindsay
telling
on it.
Jordan?
Yeah,
DeAndre had
I
I bet there would have been
I
3
heard
brothers.
he cornered DeMarco as well.
I'm happy to stomp on Greg on a lot of things, but I'm not putting that one on him. It's
Thank you.
unfair.
Thank you,
That one is
Trudell.
unfair.
You are a good man.
But in terms of being a serial food sniffer, and in this case getting way too over his head and yelling at his family about
why
your sandwich.
is it a yell? It was a
You were,
question.
it's yelling. It's yelling. Your
Wait.
tone was yelling.
Did you have it in all
knew my
caps?
tone? You knew the tone that I was portraying in that
All
text.
caps.
Well, Lindsay,
It was
I
all
trust
caps.
Lindsay. Lindsay described the tone. Did you feel a little bit scolded in the text?
I was curious if someone
I'm asking
took.
Lindsay.
Oh,
For what
yeah.
it's worth, I didn't.
Yeah. Can I talk? It's my show.
Excuse me. I'm in the AC over here. I saw Morales come in here. I'm going to call Sedano if he comes in here again. Okay, first of all, but now back to Lindsay.
I don't think that I had Greg ever had a chance as far as my judgment of the text went, because I didn't see it until after the responses from Funch and DeAndre that indicated that they thought that they were specifically being called
Targeted.
out.
That's
Yes.
right. Now, Lindsay, just finish the story off so we can get back to what we were doing. You ready? Tell Mike Trudell what happened to the sandwich in
So
question.
I took the sandwich and put it in my bag because I wasn't planning on eating it. It didn't look like I'm not like a sandwich eater. I'm not going to go in the fridge and eat someone else's food. I've never done that. And in fact, I don't even eat bread. So I took it because I didn't want it to stink up the fridge. And I was thinking, I'll take it home and, give it, see if my roommate wants it, whatever. I don't know. Maybe probably throw it away. I ended up bringing it home, leaving it in my bag because I forgot about it. And then the next morning, my bag smelled anyway. So I was trying to avoid like a smelly office, but instead I got a smelly book bag.
Maybe.
And then I gave Greg $20 because I said, here, I will replace the sandwich. And then I Apple paid him $20 because I felt really bad.
Greg, have you accepted the $20?
I tried not to. I don't know. I think you just automatically.
In Apple Pay, you don't get to accept their reject.
I felt the tone from Bergman too through text, like you're mentioning. Like I felt it, like as soon as he sent that message, like, oh yeah, man, I can already feel how upset he was when he saw a sandwich.
What are we doing?
What are you doing? What's that sandwich at, man?
Going on right now?
What's that sandwich at? I felt that energy. Where me and Funch, man, that's why I was like, what's going on here? Why you got to?
But you brought the race card in.
I'm just saying, like, there's two brothers in that group thread. There's no Brian Cohen.
Why don't you include the white female?
We got a sister here, too.
I had already backed up the race card and moving it out of it. Then you just introduced the topic again.
No,
you just brought the race card back in when I already tried to defend you on it. But I didn't realize that Lindsay, like, what I don't, here's my only real question. Why not take the sandwich out of your mini fridge and put it into the big fridge?
Yeah.
That, to me, would have been the logical
I probably was actually going to, like, throw it away, but there was no garbage can in there because they had taken it out of the room.
Turkey bacon
Not
sausage.
That's
good turkey bacon sausage from Illy. Like, it was actually, it's a good sandwich.
I don't know if I buy that. I don't, because if you...
Listen, I did not eat the sandwich. If I wanted to eat it, I would have been like, yeah, I took it.
Isn't
I
that
ate
worse?
it. Yeah, I guess it is worse.
It is worse. It's spoiled in her bag.
I guess it is worse because, again, now my backpack stinks like a deli.
Okay, so on the other side of it, why didn't you text me and say, hey, the sandwich is still here. Do you still want it?
No,
and I could have been like,
that.
yeah, I'm gonna eat it tomorrow because I do come in on Friday.
You're right.
And also not have me, DeAndre, on a text.
You're right. I should have done that.
To Lindsay's credit, she went off to the side to me.
I should have done that. However, I assumed that Greg, because I wasn't here the previous 2 weeks because I was out on vacation, I assumed that Greg was still not he worked from home on Fridays. And so I assumed he was not coming in. 3-day weekend. No chance that, like, he's coming in tomorrow and eating the sandwich. He completely forgot about it, just like he forgot about the lunch with Steffa, right?
I did forget about it, absolutely, and that's why I asked you, can I put this in here?
Boy, there's a lot of sandwich going on.
It's a pattern. Sandwiches,
smelling people's sandwiches and stealing people's sandwiches and accusations and book bags and refrigerators moving. There's a lot of sandwich game going on.
Here's why it all started, all right? It all goes back to the nose, all right? Morales uses his nose to nudge me lovingly. Okay, like bunnies do.
Right.
Bergman uses his nose to invasively sniff and get boogers on sandwiches.
There was no boogers.
And now here we are. And it's what's the sandwich situation going to be next week?
Well,
Kappy?
Hey, listen, he ruined your sandwich, and then Lindsay ruined his sandwich. Everybody's even now.
To be fair,
although Bergie
Greg
got $20.
I was going to say, to be fair, Greg probably got a much better sandwich the next day anyway, and a fresher sandwich.
I mean, yeah, I probably could have. I did not buy another sandwich. But here, Ramona is checking in, and she said, was the text in all caps? I said no. She said, then how can you infer tone?
Well,
that is a wonderful question,
That's
Ramona.
how anybody
Thank you for
perceives
helping
any
me out.
text, right?
I don't know.
DeAndre, I got this. This is I got this.
Thank you.
I got your back here. Simply by sending the text, there is tone. Simply by
it is
just
a question.
It's
a
not,
question,
but
because
there's no answer that's going to come back that's going to satisfy you.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Because, and to your point, why didn't you take the sandwich and put it in the fridge?
Well, you knew it wasn't in the fridge.
I did not go look in that fridge.
I never would have thought in a million years to put it in the big fridge.
Yeah, so
never in a million years.
But if that was the case, like I texted the three of them, oh yeah, so I need the space. I put it in the other fridge. Okay, cool. I'll go get it. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Okay. So my text would have been, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, any chance that my sandwich that was in Lindsay's fridge wound up in the big fridge? That's not accusatory.
Well, then if that were the case, you could easily walk in there and see.
Well, he's saying he wasn't in the office.
I was in the office.
Oh, well, then what? That's what I'm saying.
Obviously, because that's how he knew it wasn't there in the first place.
In that case, then no, you are back on the bad side of this because
the bad side in this is Lindsay for taking my sandwich.
Oh.
But I got a better deal because she paid me for it, so I appreciate that.
But why didn't you return the money? Why did you keep
I don't know how
Still
to.
got that money.
You could just send money back.
I didn't take it just to be nefarious and just like steal someone's sandwich.
We've been in circles.
It was in my fridge, and I just didn't want the fridge to smell bad. That's all.
Morales,
and I'm sorry.
Can you come in just once? What do you think? Because you've been listening to all this. You haven't waited.
Chris is coming in now.
What's he standing there looking at me like this for?
He likes to listen. He is the head of content.
I know, but he could have listened on the other side. Now I'm looking at him. I want to hear what he thinks.
Okay.
I always like to enjoy what Chris thinks about things. Okay, well, that's what I thought was going to happen before in the Sedano rant, but then Bergman came in.
To your
and
point,
got your back, and then he got in trouble for it. So I just wanted to see if you. Oh, can I get a nudge?
Oh, wait, here comes a nudge.
Thank you.
That's a good nudge.
That's what you do with the nose, Bergman. Okay.
Yeah, first you smell it, then you
See,
eat
if
it.
I do that, then I'm just stealing his bit.
Well, okay, it's one good use of the nose. But all right, Chris, I just wanted to get. You've listened to all of this. All right, Greg is a cereal sandwich problem.
I like my sandwiches. Is there a problem with liking sandwiches?
Is there anything that I'm missing now? Has everything been
So
presented?
technically, when you drill it all down, and it's a hilarious bit, Lindsay stole the sandwich.
Right.
When you drill it all the way
wait
down.
a minute. Did I steal it, though, if it was placed in my fridge?
Greg accused the brothers.
With
two brothers.
Yep.
Two brothers.
Well,
so there's two key points that played out here. Greg accused the brothers, and Lindsay stole the sandwich. So in theory, Lindsay got the brothers to be accused.
It's not like I
There we
stole
go.
it out
Like
of
how-
like
like a
the
turn
big
there.
fridge. If I took it out of the big fridge, I think that's completely different because that's just like wrong.
And okay, but if your sole worry about your fridge was the smell, that's what you're
Correct.
saying. Okay, but and so
I
the
only
sandwich
saw
was
it because
immaterial.
I was getting correct. I didn't eat it even.
See,
I- like I said,
did you even think for a second about whose sandwich it might be?
I knew it was Greg.
She knew it was Greg.
I asked for
And
permission
that's
to use
why-
the fridge.
That's why I took it out of the fridge because I thought Greg was going to be or he was going to be working from home the next day. There's no chance that he's going to take his sandwich tomorrow, like come here all the way from home just to eat the sandwich. So that's a 3-day weekend that the sandwich would be stuck in the fridge and it would stink it up. By the time I get back on Monday, it would be smelly.
See, she knew to throw away the sandwich because Greg, to Greg's point, he's like, I know DeAndre, I know Funches goes in there. So if I throw away the sandwich, I know Greg's not going to accuse me. He's going to accuse DeAndre and Funch. So
I never thought Greg would even remember the sandwich was there. That's why.
So,
I
listen,
I
one
saved
last
it
piece
for
of
the next day
information,
to
though.
eat my sandwich.
But she's saying it couldn't be. It was a Friday or a 3-day
No,
weekend.
so it happened on Thursday. I came in on Friday to eat the sandwich. It was gone, so I texted the 3 people that go into the room on that day.
So hold on. So she
Thursday.
didn't know. Lindsay didn't know you were coming in on
Correct.
Friday.
I thought that he was working from home
And
on
the
Fridays
only
because he
reason you
normally
came
does.
in
But
was
no, he doesn't
for the
now because
sandwich.
of first pitch.
But I didn't know that
Right.
because I was on vacation for the past 2 Fridays.
And
but
so
hold on, one detail that's really important that no one is discussing is the fact that Lindsay felt bad about taking the sandwich, ruining the sandwich, and then gave Greg at least twice what the cost of the sandwich
No,
was.
no, no,
And
it
my
was
man
from
is
Elliot.
not
Well,
she
giving her
included
back.
some for
Well,
emotional
how much
pain,
was the
clearly.
sandwich?
The
How much was the
sandwich
sandwich,
was $12.
Figured it was like
Okay, so
10,
you
No,
got
it
20.
was it was more. It was absolutely more.
No,
It was
dude.
nice, and I said thank you.
Now, when
And
I
I said-
talked to Greg about this morning, he said that he was well aware that DeAndre and Funches use the fridge often. Is that true?
No, not the
No,
fridge.
I never
Not
use
the
their
fridge.
fridge.
You
No,
guys
not
be
at all.
stacking
No,
stuff
no,
in that
no,
fridge?
no, no,
They
no,
sure
no.
don't.
They use the
That
fridge
they are
and the
in.
bullpen.
They are in.
I don't even use that fridge.
They go into the room.
Oh, okay.
So, like, what my point was that if Kappy was here on Thursday, I would have included Kappy in that as well.
and then he would
I
have
got
blamed three
another
brothers.
question. Did you ask Emily as well?
Right.
Did you ask Emily as well, who
Oh,
shares the
that's a
office?
good question.
I did
Okay.
not.
Oh, well,
I
wait a
did
minute.
not.
Wait a minute.
there we
Funchy
go.
might have you
There
there.
we go.
No.
Funchy's got you there.
Hey, if you just wait one second.
I'm not. I'm waiting.
You're waiting.
Here, I'm here.
So either way, it happened at
I'm
1
here.
o'clock in the afternoon. Emily was already gone. When I came in the morning, Emily was here. So I asked Emily.
But the
So
sandwich
that was already gone.
You could assume the sandwich was still there, though.
I went to go look at the sandwich. It wasn't there.
Wait.
I asked Emily who was
Okay.
here.
Wait, were
I asked her.
DeMarco and Kirk Morrison included on the?
Oh,
That-
wow.
in the
Wow.
text?
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
whoa,
Whoa.
whoa.
That's
You
messed
said
up.
man.
Brother
That's
Kasim
way
got it
enough.
too.
Is that Brother
Brother
Kasim
Kasim?
and me?
Brother
Over the
Kasim
line.
got it too.
I can
Oh,
say
Brother
that. I'm
Kasim
not
got
from
the text?
Minnesota.
All right. I just was because I is trying to remove the race card. When you said that was not the case, then I support you again.
Why you got to make things so icky?
I agree. Barry Switzer. This is
What's wrong with Barry?
Well, that was the Troy Aikman thing, right? Where you accused him of being racist, and that's not a cool thing to do. All right, I feel like we've basically
we have gotten to the bottom of that.
And so
I gotta leave because I gotta go into something. But real quick, who's driving? Who's going in and out of breaks?
Trudell.
no,
Okay,
Kappy.
thank God.
Yeah,
no,
it's good.
no, to Kappy.
It's good. Hey, by the way,
What?
Chris, what happened to our open today?
No open today
What's that all about, bro?
because I'm working on stuff for September 2nd.
I know, but I told you a star like myself cannot come on the air without a proper introduction.
We have a generic that's amazing.
I know, but I like when you introduce me.
Yeah, I like.
I
when
do
you throw-
introduce you.
I like when I open up the curtains and I come flying out.
I like when I hear my name out of your mouth.
Can you just do one real fast for them? Right
Well,
off
it
the
is
cuff?
4 o'clock. It's time for the Waba Grill 4 p.m. hour. Sedano and Cap. No Sedano. He's doing, what teams is he doing this week? Like North Dakota State's taking on
I was just going to ask him.
Ann Arbor State.
I'm going to text him. Funchy, I won't include you on this text thread,
No,
by the way.
but Trudell, the great Mike Trudell's here, and this is where it goes. Ball knowers. Mike Trudell with Kappy on a Monday, August 25th, as we get ready. By the way, Sedano and Kap move into mornings, starting on Tuesday, but Tuesday, September 2nd at 7 a.m. We'll see if I'm living in February after all this.
All right, here we go. Top of the hour, 4 o'clock. What we all need to know will get us started, and then we're going to start really getting into it. This is Sedano and Kap.
Craving that beach vibe? There's an Islands restaurant near you with all your favorites. Crafting your perfect Islands moments with classic burgers, fresh cut fries, local brews, and never-ending summer drinks. Visit your local Islands restaurant.
Dealing with slow drains, dips in water pressure? Trust the experts at NextGen, the official AC heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. Their expert technicians fix even the toughest of jobs. Get your stubborn drains working again with expert drain clearing for just $88. Plus, enjoy peace of mind with their 30-day guarantee. Call NextGen now at 833-3NEXTGen or visit nextgenaironplumbing.com to book online. CSLB number 1011173, 30-day guarantee and $88 drain clearing requires accessible clean-out and camera inspection.
Tuesday, September 2nd at 9 a.m. The Rich Eisen Show is coming to 710 ESPN, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's hottest card room. Pre-game with friends on game days inside Century Bar and Grill and enjoy daily lunch specials or catch up over a late-night dinner. Step into Ray's Lounge and enjoy live music, DJs on the weekends, and savory crafted cocktails. The only spot where you can park, party, and play 24/7. Hollywood Park Casino now open. Located next to the Forum at SoFi Stadium and the all-new Intuit Dome. For more info, go to playhbc.com or follow them at PlayHBC. Must be 21 plus to enter.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Come celebrate Roger Dunn Golf Shop's 60th anniversary this Labor Day weekend. Enjoy 25% off all Green Tag closeout apparel, 20% off Skechers and Puma golf shoes, and get a 50% bonus trade-in towards any new club. Don't miss out on these deals and more at Roger Dunn Golf Shop's 60th anniversary Labor Day sale the 28th through September 1st. Trusted by golfers since 1965 and home to the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Roger Dunn Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
It's 4 o'clock in the Southland, and this is Sedano and Kap. The LA Afternoon Drive Takeover. It is the Waba Grill 4 p.m. hour. Get to Waba Grill for their new $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. Right now, it's time for what you need to know with producer Lindsay on Sedano and Kap on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and watch live at ESPN Los Angeles on YouTube.
All right, it's time for What You Need to Know, which is brought to us by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. One thing I suppose we all need to know is that Mike Trudell is in for Sedano. And a second thing is, during the entire commercial break, the sandwich brawl continues.
It's over now. Funch said it's now behind him, but him and Greg continued.
Oh, yeah, Funch is he's on it right now, man.
Funch just really bothered you, didn't it?
A little bit.
He's on.
He's
moved on.
if you kind of think about it, yeah, it did bother me a little bit, but we're over now.
You know the only thing that bothered me, just this is my final thought, DeAndre and I had gone to a Dodger game a couple of weeks back. This was probably maybe 6-8 weeks ago, right? And we went and we ordered a bunch of food, and I paid for it all, even though I know that Debbie doesn't believe me, and that's okay. And I paid for it all, and then DeAndre zelled me $20.
Sure did.
And he said to me, he goes, Cap, that's the kind of brother I am. He goes, that's the way I was raised. He goes, I'm not asking for anything for free. And I zelled him back $20.
You sure did.
I'm like, bro, I don't want you to pay for anything. I'm going to expense it anyway, So it was very sweet of DeAndre to send me the money, but I sent him the money back. What bothers me in this whole equation is that Lindsay sent Greg the $20 when the sandwich was $12, and really it's his fault for leaving it there. So he should send her back the $20.
He shouldn't. And he even wrote in the text no, that's not necessary. And I said, no, it is, because again, I didn't take the sandwich nefariously because I wanted to eat the sandwich. I took the sandwich not knowing, assuming he was not going to be there the next day. So now Greg is out a sandwich.
Mike, should he return the $20?
No, he
yes or no?
I said now he can get an even fresher sandwich, and maybe with even more accoutrements, to the sandwich.
I mean, I'm going
to get a bag of chips with it and a drink.
Yeah, I think Lindsay can handle herself on this one, so I'm going to defer to her judgment there.
All right, well, I'm going to defer to Bergie
I
and
felt
tell him
really
do
bad,
the right thing.
And I did not want. I know he went and bought the sandwich, so I didn't want him to be out of a lunch on Friday. That's all. I didn't know he was going to be here, because if I knew he was going to be here, I would have never taken it out of the fridge.
Okay, all right. I think we've reached the end of Sandwich Gate.
Everybody,
part 2.
but Funchy is somewhat satisfied.
Right,
I'm satisfied.
He came in here and he said, "This is an A and B conversation, not C."
Oh, I was trying to say it was an A and B conversation between her, Lindsay, and Greg, and me and DeAndre were the C's.
Collateral damage.
Yeah, we're the C's.
Yeah.
We're trying to see our way out of here.
That's right.
I'm trying to tell him my name's Paul, and that's between y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You tell
That's
him.
what I'm trying to tell him.
Shout out. Pulp Fiction lines. I'm with you, Funch. I got it.
All right.
All right, Lindsay Baseball, what should we all need to know?
Okay, so what you need to know is yesterday it was revealed that the long-rumored Hulu docuseries about the UNC football season with head coach Bill Belichick is officially happening, and it's going to premiere this fall. The announcement came via a video of Belichick telling the Tar Heels players that the series was a go. So I guess his girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, has some involvement in this coming together or happening or making it to Hulu. And so that's what a lot of people are excited about. I don't know if she's going to be in. I imagine she's going to be in it, right? She's got to be. She's got to be.
I would think so. I mean, she's an important part of the story, isn't she?
Right. So yeah, that's what you need to know is that this is happening, and I'm going to watch it for one.
Okay. Mike, would you be inclined to watch the docu-series about Bill Belichick, the North Carolina football program, and then presumably his 24-year-old girlfriend?
I can't say it's going to be at the top of my list, Kappy. I'm open to you convincing me why it should be, but I'm kind of a combination of skeptical and bored by the Belichick and UNC and the young girlfriend and the how does he do at this level? I'm kind of trying to skate over it and not think about it. But
really?
Am I missing out on something potentially captivating or interesting?
Well, let's put it this way. If North Carolina had a football coach named Joe Blow, would they have a documentary series?
Of course not.
If they had a coach whose name was not Bill Belichick, would you have any interest in any football game that the University of North Carolina's football team is going to play in this season?
I mean,
does North Carolina do it
no.
for you in football?
It's just that, but the Belichick. That's what I'm saying, and maybe this is a take that is unpopular. I'm just not that interested in Belichick at the college level. I'm like whatever.
So for me, what I would just say is this: I am curious if Bill Belichick, because of his name and because of the staff that he has put together, if Bill Belichick can all of a sudden come down from the NFL to the ACC and completely become the coach that he was in the NFL level, meaning where he becomes one of the immediate class guys of college football? Is his name all of a sudden right there with Steve Sarkisian? Is his name right there with Dabo Swinney? Is his name there with Kirby Smart? I look at Bill Belichick, and here's what I think. Bill Belichick had an incredible run with the New England Patriots. But if you ask me who gets more of the credit, Bill Belichick or Tom Brady, I'll tell you Tom Brady all day long. And the reason I have that opinion is because Brady was able to leave, go to what I think of as a downtrodden type organization in Tampa, and tell that entire team, I know what I'm doing, follow my lead, we'll win a Super Bowl. And guess what? They did. And Belichick, from the day Brady left, never had success. And for anybody that sends me a text or sends me a tweet that says, no, they made it to the playoffs, you know what I'm talking about. Playoffs are not success when you've won 6 Super Bowls and you've been to 10. So my question is, and the reason I'm interested is, because can Belichick become a guy who is immediately successful at this level? My guess is he won't be, and because of that, I'm really, really interested.
Yeah, I agree. I don't expect instant success either. And I mean, you can look at just some of the very basic things, like how many 5-star recruits do they have versus some of the other big programs, right? What was their record last year? How long has the quarterback been there? All of these things, which I think is there a ranking? Carolina's not ranked right now.
No.
Okay, so they're not even in the top 25. Mm-hmm. So what is it going to look like for a guy that's his age? Is he going to have the stamina to really build out the program and to completely capture what it is to compete in the NIL world? And Kappy, I know you mentioned that you watched the Cowboys doc, right? And so we got to see sort of how long it took Jimmy Johnson to really get that team to where he wanted it, and they had to get the number 1 pick in Troy Aikman. They had already had Michael Irvin. Then they got Emmitt Smith and all of the Vikings picks, which was the tough part for me to watch in the doc. And all that took some time, and then it quickly got torn apart by the alpha battle between Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. But while I was watching that, it made me think about just this typical American football coach that we've kind of come to know, and the ones that succeed. And Kappy, doesn't it seem like more often than not, it's that Jimmy Johnson, Bill Belichick type of personality? Football is everything. This is all I do all day. It's the total commitment. It's the family is to the side. And just the work ethic and the demand. And if you're really going to demand, because it's a details game, if you're going to demand that all the players are on top of the details, boy, do you have to be. And what does that do to you from your psyche? And so how do you take all of the success that he had in New England, which was for all of those reasons just mentioned, and then to replicate that whole thing again at a different level? Just it to me seems like a lost cause. And maybe that's where the intrigue, maybe I'm talking myself into it a little bit just to see okay, is there some secret sauce that he can sprinkle on it right away? Or can he not possibly live up to the crazy level that you have to get to build the type of program that he built?
Let me ask everybody a question here, and then we'll jump into Padres-Dodgers right after. I know I've been saying that the entire first hour. Let me ask everybody a question. If I ask you to put your money on who will be more successful in the next 3 years, would you put your money on Bill Belichick at North Carolina or Pete Carroll with the Raiders? Mike, who do you got?
Belichick or Carroll? Who has a better... In
3 years, who is more successful? Bill Belichick with North Carolina, Pete Carroll with the Raiders.
God, I guess between those two, I'd go Carroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
DeAndre?
I'm going to go Carroll. I'm going to go
Lava?
Pete Carroll.
What do you think, Lava?
Pete Carroll.
Baseball?
I, too, am going Pete Carroll because I feel like it takes a longer time to build a college football team, doesn't it?
It's clean sweep. I will take Pete Carroll to be more successful with the Raiders than Bill Belichick to be more successful with North Carolina. Stick around. Here it comes. The Padres take 2 out of 3 over the Dodgers. What does that do for the panic meter of Dodger fans?
Really,
we'll
2 out
find
of 6.
Out. That is true. It was 2 out of 6. You're exactly right.
Technically 2 out of 3, the last 3, for sure. Fact.
We'll get to what everybody's thinking and feeling about what happened this past weekend and what's going to happen for the next 31 games. That's coming up next. But before we get there, I said it at the beginning of today's show. Friday at Angels Stadium was amazing. It was so awesome to hang out with everybody, to meet a whole bunch of new listeners, to have people coming in from all parts of Southern California. I absolutely loved what we did on Friday at the Angels Stadium, right out there in the Coors Light chill zone. And I mentioned that they have these cup holders or can holders out there in the Coors Light chill zone. And when you put your Coors Light in there, when you pick it up to drink it, it is icy, icy cold. And by the way, because, the night starts to chill a little bit and the temperature drops, they've also got these heat things that happen. So your feet are nice and warm, but your beer is ice cold. And that is what icy cold Coors Light is all about. The official beer of summer. I say it all the time. You're on the beach over the course of the weekend. You see that Coors Light plane flying overhead. I know it was flying overhead for me on Sunday. Yesterday was the first day I've been in the ocean in years. The water was 75 degrees. My Coors Light was much colder. So listen, if you want an icy cold Coors Light on your way home tonight, convenience store, grocery store, gas station, you name it, you got it. But if you would like Coors Light to be delivered to the crib, you can do it by visiting this website, CAChooseChill.com. That's CAChooseChill.com. And for those of you that didn't make it out to Anaheim with us on Friday, we've got another one coming, so stay tuned. Details on the way. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Cheers to icy cold Coors Light and celebrate responsibly.
This is the Waba Grill 4 p.m. hour on Sedano and Kap. Cool off with Waba Grill's new premium Waba beverages, like their new Ice Dragon Fruit Mango Lemonade, available now at Waba Grill. It's for you. More of Sedano and Kap next on ESPN LA.
You think you know football? Then prove it in the Circa Million Pro Football Challenge, kicking off from the greatest sports destination in the world, Circa Las Vegas. A guaranteed $6 million is up for grabs with a cool mill going to the winner. Come in last and you got $100,000 coming your way. It's $1,000 per entry, max 5 entries per person. Don't forget about Circa Survivor also, with $15 million in guaranteed prizes. Enter Nevada, play from anywhere. Learn more at circasports.com.
It's time to hear from Coach